What's up, everybody, and I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of The Pleasure Chamber, where my job is to save love one orgasm at a time. And I'm your host, Sexologist and Pleasure Coach Steven Smith. Today's topic is everyone should cheat. Yep, I said it and I mean it. Everyone should cheat. And today's guest is Miss Fran. How are you?
How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, the first thing I want you to do is tell the audience who you are.
I am Fran. I am one half of the Root of All Sex podcast. I am a medical professional and I am a bedroom candy consultant.
So you know a lot of stuff about them toys.
I do.
Which is one of my favorite things in the world. You like them toys?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Do you think toys can prevent someone from cheating?
They can. I think so.
Think so?
I think.
All right, that was just a warm-up question. So the real question of the day is, I feel that everyone should cheat. Do you feel like cheating is something that destroys relationships in the Black community?
I think dishonest cheating. Because most people interpret cheating to be lying, being deceitful. If you're honest, cheating can be a good thing for your relationship.
So if you're honest, is it technically cheating?
No, but you're still being with someone other than your spouse or your partner. So
you're introducing more people, but the other person is fully aware of it.
Correct.
So, that kind of teeter. I don't really think that's cheating. So how about this?
Okay.
Have you ever cheated?
I have.
Can you tell me about it?
Okay.
Put her on that seat real quick.
Right, we don't go there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been married for 17 years.
Okay.
And we got married in 2004, and he was the only one for, several years.
Uh-huh.
Probably about 6 years in, they would come to the house and hang out and, be around him. And he didn't know.
You was in an entanglement.
I was.
Okay, keep going. You playing with fire.
And, her and I, because it was a female, her and I.
Even better.
Why so?
No, keep going. Keep going.
So her and I, we had our separate relationship and we would do our thing, and my husband and I, we would do ours. And for a long time, I kept them separate.
Uh-huh.
And eventually it was, getting harder and harder to keep them separate because I wanted both of them at the same time. So her and I kind of coerced that to happen.
So it eventually happened?
Yes, it did.
So he got both of you?
He did.
Was he extremely satisfied with that situation?
I think he was. He was kind of confused because it came on suddenly. He wasn't aware of that side of me. Like, he didn't know that I was attracted to females or that I was even, open to experiencing being with a female, because I hadn't shared that with him before.
What stopped you from sharing that with him prior to cheating?
Not knowing his reaction.
So fear.
Fear, judgment, and maybe not so much judgment, but fear. Mostly
Fear that he would leave?
No, fear that he would see me differently.
So you hid who you truly were to preserve how another person would view you. A person that you love dearly, clearly, would view you. And you want to protect that and didn't want it to hinder his view of you.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why I always say it's hard for people to be honest. 100% 100% honest with someone because we do fear how they will view us after learning our honesty.
Right.
And so with that, you withheld something to keep what you have with him solid and in the area that made you comfortable. But then you is your another true form of yourself in this area.
Right.
Without him.
Right.
Has he ever cheated on you?
He has.
How did you take that?
At first, I would, try to compare myself to the other women, knowing, what he liked. What was it about them that you have, or that I didn't do, After I, let go of that, I was okay with it, I'm open to him having other partners if that's what he would want, but he doesn't want other partners. So I'm the only one who has been, with other people. Who was
able to maneuver.
Yes.
What makes you free. And that's really dope that you guys had that conversation and y'all came up with that solution of, I'm going to love you regardless. If this is what you desire, you have my blessing to go do so.
But it took a long time to have that conversation.
Of course.
It took a long time.
It takes a long time to have a certain conversation when fear's involved and the area of not knowing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you're going to respond. I don't know if you're going to leave. I don't know if you're going to view me differently.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen that's going to make me have to start over in my life and go to the beginning all over again with someone new. And so I get why some people will withhold it, and that comes with another topic that I talk about, being honest and approaching somebody the right way, or approaching somebody with pure honesty of what your true intentions are. Mm-hmm. And why it's so difficult, because you don't want to lose something. A lot of us love selfishly, and we hope to not receive that in return. So we don't technically want to receive what we give.
Right.
And so when you were cheating, it didn't feel the same as when he cheated back.
Right.
When you were cheating, you wasn't as concerned with if he's going to ask the same questions you asked.
No, because he asked tougher questions than I asked. I didn't want to know all the details of what he did, mm-hmm. how he did it, but he wanted to know all the details of what I did, why, how big this was, how just all of it. He wanted to know if she used a strap, if she didn't, how she ate me out, how everything. Did I like it? Did I do her? He wanted all the details.
Because just like you had to compare yourself to who he cheated with, he had to compare himself to who you cheated with. And the fact that you cheated with someone that is not equipped with what he has makes it even tougher. Mm-hmm. Do you think that cheating helped your relationship?
I think it did.
You think it did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because then he stepped up. He had competition. So now he's, doing the romantic things that she would do. She would bring flowers, he's bringing flowers. He's planning dates because she's planning dates. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that made you feel good.
Yeah.
The extra attention.
Yes.
But what I did just hear you say, I got y'all fellas, you said maybe that's why you cheated, from the lack of what he was doing.
Yes.
As if what he does not do for you controls your actions. Cheating is a choice.
It is a choice.
So you cheated because you decided to, versus what he did not do. Because a simple communication or conversation can alter a person's behavior towards you if you present it the correct way. At that point in time when you was going through those two relationships, did you ever consider leaving your husband for the woman that you were sleeping with?
I did.
What stopped you from leaving?
I still loved my husband. That's why.
So you loved him more than you loved her?
No, I loved them differently.
Okay.
So I chose to stay, and I chose to work on our marriage and see if we could improve that relationship.
And so when you made the decision to stay and to work on it, how did his behavior ultimately change towards you and towards the relationship?
He began to open up more. We began to have more conversations about, my sexuality, his sexuality, our relationship. Mm-hmm. And then we eventually moved out of state, so she was no longer a factor.
Gotcha. So after she became no longer a factor or a threat or competition per se, even though the thought of her is still making him competitive, mm-hmm. has he reverted back to the husband that he was prior to you cheating?
No.
So he's still on that competitive cycle of I'm going to, matter of fact, I ain't gonna say competitive. He's loving you differently. You feel like he's loving you how you required to be loved versus how he was doing prior to.
Yes.
And you think it happened only because you cheated and you told him.
Yes, potentially. Yes.
So do you feel like everyone should cheat?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because it can improve your relationship.
It improves it, is more effective than openly communicating?
No, but I think it, I can't explain it. I think it is more impactful than openly communicating.
I can see that. I can see exactly where you're going with that, and it does make a lot of sense. And what I teach with my Rated Red Sex and what I tell my clients, when I say everyone should cheat, I believe cheating eliminates infidelity. And so what I mean by that is, if you allow me to cheat on you, with you, I have no reason to step out on you.
Right.
And so versus you having to step out and find this other woman to fulfill this void that you was missing, maybe if y'all implemented role playing,
We have.
y'all had that conversation to where he don't necessarily have to be a stud, but he can alter his behavior to cater to what you desire.
Right.
So I'm big on, like I said, using Steven, using Marcellus. And so if Steven isn't pleasing you all the ways that you would like to be pleased, tell Marcellus. And so when Marcellus shows up, he can give you what Steven is not giving you.
Right.
So I'm allowing you to cheat on me with me. And I use that as a tool to create an incentive, to create more intimacy, to create a bigger bond, to start over and rebuild the relationship every single day. So let's say if I wanted to reward you for something you accomplished, and I say, hey babe, listen, if you do X, Y, and Z, or once this comes through, Marcellus will be here on Saturday. So I hope you be ready. So you have something to look forward to.
Right.
So now Marcellus is gonna start texting you throughout the week versus Steven all the time. Yes, Steven is still gonna hit you up and do the husband, boyfriend stuff that I'm supposed to do. But then occasionally while you out the house, Marcellus go chime in and remind you that Saturday coming.
Okay.
And to be prepared for Saturday.
Okay.
So you don't have much time between talking to Steven and talking to Marcellus to think about
A
a
third
Chad
party.
or a Tim or a Nicole. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that
Right.
time because I'm invading all of your space. Not only am I fucking you physically, I'm mind fucking you. Not only am I providing you with the love from your husband, but I'm providing you with your fantasy of Marcellus,
Right.
which stops the infidelity. So do you feel like if y'all would have role played in that way, it would prevent you from seeking someone else outside your household?
We used to role play in the beginning, and we always have, but we didn't take it to that extent.
Yeah.
Of the texting and getting completely into character. We would keep the role play specifically for the bedroom or the, sexual encounter.
So do you think doing it the way that I just explained
It would
Would've
have
eliminated
potentially
that best friend?
prevented me from straying. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I tell people it's very, very important for everyone to cheat. That doesn't necessarily mean step outside of your bedroom, step outside of your household, step outside of your relationship. I'm a big advocate of one person is enough if you want that person to be enough.
Right.
I can choose to cheat on you, with you, every single time. It's just we have to have that open conversation. Listen, Fran, you pissed me off, and I'm upset with you, but I most definitely need Queen B on Thursday. So Thursday don't bring nothing up about bills, about the kids, about what I didn't pick up around the house, because I ain't talking to her. I'm mad at her. I'm good on her. But Thursday, Queen B better be here.
Oh, she gonna be here.
Bingo. So now that's a day to where our relationship, our real relationship, have a period to calm down, to simmer, to cool off, and then Marcellus and Queen B go at it, and then we have that conversation when we're in a good mental space to how we're going to proceed on Friday. versus us staying mad at each other, versus us constantly having this resentment built up. It don't have to be that way if we have that open conversation. Right. So I feel like infidelity can be eliminated. I feel like cheating outside of your household can be eliminated if you wanted to. Because another thing that happens is you can reset your hormonal system. So if I desire, because most men do, that's how we're created. I know women hate hearing it, but how we're created is we have sex with one rabbit, boop, boop, boop. And then as soon as we're done, we're like, hey, I'm good on this rabbit. That don't mean I don't want to have sex no more. Right. I'm gonna go find another rabbit.
Right.
Boom. Then I'm gonna go over here to this rabbit. I'm gonna have sex with that rabbit. Then I'm like, but that's my baby over there. Then I'm gonna come back to my original baby, like you're mine, and we're back in love again. I never stopped loving you, but I had to go and do X, Y, and Z. It's the same with humans. And so it's like, if I have sex with you, and then I'm like, okay, I need something else. And Queen B is my something else. After I have Queen B, it goes back to Fran. After I had her, I revert back. That's why role playing is so important. Another tip or way to think about it is your mind is so powerful. If I was to have you close your eyes and I say, think of somewhere where it was freezing cold, that you've been, it's a real life experience. Okay. You've been somewhere freezing cold, you didn't have gloves, you didn't have a coat, you were absolutely cold. And you didn't know where you was gonna go, you didn't know where you was gonna find some heat, and you were in that space. How did you feel? What were you doing? If you really take yourself to that space, your body temperature cools down. It's the same way as rising up. It's the same way law of attraction works. And so the more your mind, you can control your mind, you can control how your body feels. Right. It's the same with role playing and sexually. Some people are like, I just can't role play, I still see him or I still see her. If you put yourself in that mode, in that moment, and live there, you can change how your body actually operates, right, which will prevent you from wanting to cheat. That's why sometimes you watch porn and then you into it, oh my God, I can't believe she going crazy. Then you bust and then you like, ew, why am I watching this? Right. This is disgusting. And then you stop because you've been fulfilled and your body has now reset. Your hormones rise, some of them drop, and your body resets. Same way with sex and role playing. So the answer of should everyone cheat is technically yes, because you said yes. Mm-hmm. But now hearing my perspective on it, does it change how you feel about everyone should cheat outside the relationship, or should everyone cheat inside the relationship?
Inside, if that's what they choose to do.
Do you think they're both effective?
Yes.
Do you think one is more effective than the other?
No, I think they're equal.
They're about equal. Yeah. Because I can see how cheating outside the bedroom can heighten the competition wise, but it all depends on the mindset. Right, and the people involved. Yes. Yeah. Your only competition when it comes to sex, love, relationship should be yourself. Strive to be better than the you were yesterday. Right. And that's it. Do you agree? I agree. So I got one last question for you. Since you had this amazing triangle that you had, who was better? Him or her?
Everyone asked that. Yeah. They were just different. I mean, I can't explain it. It's different. A female is soft, supple, the kiss is more passionate maybe. It's just different. With a male, it's more aggressive, it's more rough, it's, a lot of different positions, it's penetration, it's just different. They're equally the same, but different.
Equally the same. Can't argue with that, because I haven't had both, so I might have to take your word for it. And with that being said, we are at the end of this juicy. Are you good?
I'm good.
You sure it wasn't too much pressure on you?
It wasn't.
I had you on the hot seat for a minute.
I know, for a long time.
For a long time, you feel me? But now, before we get to the Rated Red tips, I want you to tell people how and where to find you.
They can find me. The Root of All Sex podcast is my podcast. You can find us on our website, rootofallsex.com. And on social media, Root of All Sex Podcast Listeners is our private Facebook group, which you are a part of.
I am.
And everywhere on social media, just Fran Guy.
Hey, thank you again for being here, Fran.
Thank you.
No problem. And now we are at the end, which is Rated Red's tips. And of course, the conversation was everyone should cheat. And it's such a broad statement, and it could be a trigger for certain people because cheating is painful when done in a negative way. The way that I try to teach everyone should cheat is to cheat on your partner with your partner, meaning role play. Enjoy them, have that conversation, and make the transition to become a different person that they desire and that they require, not actually stepping outside of your relationship to find some sense of fulfillment. I am your host, and thank you for joining the Pleasure Chamber, man. Peace.